Hey y'all, it's your girl Jackie from Hey Jackie Beauty, and today I'm going to be showing you my hair in a week using flat twists. So this video is going to be kind of long, hence why I'm not going to do an in-depth tutorial on my flat twists, but if you guys would like to see that, just leave a comment down below and I'll get on that. But here I just wanted to show you kind of little bits of me putting in the twist. What I did this time is that I just used an oil, a spray leave-in, and a cream. And I also had some water in my spray bottle just to make sure that my hair was wet while I was twisting it. And when I'm done, I take my satin scarf and I put it on my head. Now, since it's a square, I just take opposing corners and turn it into a triangle so that it's easier to tie up. Also, before we get too far into this video, I want to make sure that you guys like this video if you want to see more of them, and make sure to subscribe and join the beauty club. Love to have you guys as a part of our group. I just wrap it around, tuck in all the loose ends, and head off to bed. And I'm usually really happy by this point because I'm super tired, since the twists usually take a little bit of time to get done. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next day. And now we're on to the next day. So I have my makeup done, but my hair is not finished. And so what I do is I pin my hair down because usually my hair is still damp, and so I want to put my hair in a head wrap so that I don't have to take out damp twists and have it not be as bomb as it can be when it's fully dry. And also, to have a barrier between my hair and the cotton fabric of my head wrap, I just put on my satin scarf that I slept in earlier. And so here I'm going to fast forward through this part of me putting on this head wrap. But if you guys want an in-depth tutorial on how I use circle scarves as head wraps, then just thumbs up this video and I'll get on that too. Oh, and make sure to put your rings on from the night before. I usually take off my rings because I don't like getting all that goopy product onto it and having to clean it the next day. But yeah, once I put on my glasses, because your girl's got to see while I'm out near the streets, I'm headed out. So here, I will go on to the next day. And so by this time, my hair is dry, and so I'm going to fast forward through me taking down my twist because I'll put that in the in-depth flat twist tutorial that I'll do later. And I'm actually surprised, this twist out came out really well even though I didn't use any gel. And so here, since I like my hair a little bit more fluffy, I'm going to go in and separate it more and use my fingers to fluff it out, and also use my pick if I don't feel like that was enough. When I use my pick on the first day, I try to be pretty gentle since I don't want to cause too much frizz. But here's the final result. As you can see, it's pretty well defined. I'm really happy with it. There's a little bit of frizz in some parts, but for me, that's normal. And I actually don't mind that at all because that's what gives my hair volume. And then as a final step, I'm just going to put some edge control on my edges and I'll be all done. I was starting to get kind of fancy with it, but I don't think I did so well this first time. But anyway, I gelled down my edges and I'm using my thin satin scarf to help set it. And after I've waited for about 5 to 10 minutes, I take out the satin scarf and my hair is done. Alright, see you guys on to the next day. Alright, and so here's the next day, and then I also wanted to show you guys that when I normally do twist outs or wash and goes, I sleep in a big satin bonnet. And so I just take it off and fluff my hair using my hands, and I use my pick. So next I'm going to lay down my edges, which they actually looked pretty good right here. I was pretty proud of me trying this new little technique on here. But yeah, gel down my edges, put on my scarf, wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then take it off. Once the scarf is off, I'm all ready to go. And I always do a little bit of extra fluffing just to make sure my hair is in the position that I want it to be in. Here you go. I'm going to do a quick turn around to show you guys what my hair looks like on day 2. Still pretty defined, also pretty big, which is how I like it, and I'm happy with it. And so this is the following night, and so I just wanted to show how I kind of get my hair prepped for the night. Also, before I put my hair in a bonnet, I wanted to show you guys how my hair did throughout the day. There's definitely still definition, but as you can see, some frizz is coming in, and so I'm not too worried about it. I think this will last me about another day or two, but we'll see what happens. And so what I do at night is I put on a little bit of the oil that I used earlier, and since that oil is kind of thin and I want to prevent getting fairy knots, I use a little bit of a thicker oil because I feel like that will really coat my ends. And so I put that on, take a quick swig of water, and then I'm going to use my big old bonnet and put that on my head. And so I like sleeping in a bonnet rather than doing a pineapple because I feel like the pineapple flattens my hair way too much, while the bonnet allows my hair to kind of be free and keep its shape. So on to the next day. And here I'm coming in, I just worked out, and so what I did was I took off my bonnet and used my satin scarf to kind of get my hair out of the way, and also made sure the back was pushed up so my hair wasn't on all the equipment that I used while working out. So yeah, I'm gonna hop onto the shower, but we're gonna skip that and go on to me getting ready to get out the house. Alright, so then I'm going to fluff out my hair a little bit and put on some edge control. Today I wasn't really going to worry about doing anything fancy, so just laid them down nice and plain, and that's it for the day. So yeah, on to the next day. I really like my outfit in this one, super cute. So I'm reaching the end of the life of my flat twist, but still I wanted to make it look good, so I just fluff it like normal, put down my edges, and that's it. At this point also I don't really need to use a pick since my hair is pretty big on its own. So on to the next day, and I believe today is the day that I'm going to put my hair up in a high puff. Yep, got that water bottle, gonna put it up and away. So I usually put my hair in a high puff to extend my twist outs so that I don't have to worry about washing my hair. And so depending on my schedule, I'll wear a high puff anywhere from 2 to 3 days. I try not to go past 3 days because by then my hair is super dry. And so yeah, for the high puff, I just spray it close to my edges around the whole perimeter of my head, and I spray it with water. And then I go in with a brush to kind of brush them down, and then I use my cream to then kind of lay it down a little bit more and to give it some additional moisture and help it stretch. And my brush really wasn't stiff enough, so I'm using a little nail brush that I had. Use whatever you have. Honestly, I don't really recommend using a nail brush, but I was kind of desperate, so. And once that's all done, I'm going to take this large headband, I'm going to wrap it around twice, and I'm going to position it to where my hair is up towards the top. So that means I'm going to be pushing it in the front, on the sides, and in the back. And so I'm going to push it up into the position of where I want it to be, and then go back in and spray my hair, add my cream, brush it down, and add a little bit of gel. And so sometimes one headband isn't enough on the first day, so I add a second one to just make it nice and tight and to get my hair in the position that I want it to be in. And I fluff using my pick so that it looks nice and round. Alright, and then afterwards I'm going to lay my edges down. Kind of get those nice and down, and then I'm using the satin scarf to hold down my edges. So yeah, you guys won't see the end of that because I had to get out the house, but it looks really cute. And here I'm going to show you what I do at night to preserve the high puff. And so I spray my hair with water, put in the cream, brush it down, and then I use my satin scarf instead of my bonnet. And so I like to use my satin scarf because then I can just wrap it around the part that's flat of my high puff and keep it in position so I don't have too many flyaways. Also, what I do is I fold down the extra fabric at the top and remove the two rubber bands, since those two things can really cause headaches, and I just don't want any additional tension on my head at night when I'm going to sleep. So once I tuck in all the edges, I am off to bed. And I'll see you in the next day. So the next day, here we are, and I saw the scarf on my head. So what I do is I untie the bottom of the scarf, but then I push it up, because remember, I don't have the headband to my hair anymore. So if I took the scarf completely off, all my hair would get out of place, and that would just make all the work that I did the night before kind of pointless. So I tie it up to where the puff is the only thing wrapped up in the scarf. So then once I have the top of my puff tied away, I use water and my cream and the gel just to reinforce the same thing that I did last night and to keep everything in place. Once it's all brushed down, I'm going to re-add the headband that I used earlier, and this time I'm only going to use one since everything's already in place from the night before. So once the headband is added, I'm going to go ahead, lay down my edges, and I'm also going to lay down the back a little bit more with some edge control and wrap it up. And this I'm going to wait about the same amount of time as I have before when laying my edges, which is about 5 to 10 minutes. And then once I'm back, I'm gonna take off the headscarf, make sure everything's where it needs to be, and yeah, I'm done. And here I'll show you all around the high puff. Alright, and here we go. Here's the last day. And so yeah, this style lasted me a very long time. I would say it was probably a total of 8 days if you include also the day that I wore the head wrap. And so yeah, this is to show that you guys can make styles last a long time, but it only works if you have the right products and everything to keep your hair nice and moisturized. And so in the next video, I'll show you guys what products I use to keep my hair nice and moisturized while I have it in these styles that last about a week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or have any suggestions for me, just leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you later. Much love. Bye.